the S26 line removes titanium, we'll have to be the ones to say I told you so, provided we don't go on hiatus again, because we actually were on hiatus during the 16 launch, so this is only the second iPhone.
That's true.
No, this is the third iPhone launch.
Well, this is on the record now, so Samsung, we're going to hold you to this. We're going to wait and see just how long it is you're going to hold on to titanium.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the episode of the iTunes Family Podcast. The iTunes Family Podcast, excuse me. As always, I'm Ted Mack from the iTunes Fanboy.
And my name is DeWolf.
And we have we have 20 topics to get through in this episode. So let's go ahead and let's get through our first topic, which will be a very brief one, which is that... Hang on, this is just a small error with my notes. And just got another text for some reason. Oh, and then Tab just sent us something. Okay,
Yeah, that's right. He's in the process of getting a job, which, hey, good for him.
All right, so that's why he hasn't been here in several of these past episodes. So we need to. So we'll...
Well, also, I mean, he doesn't want to explain the real reason why he hasn't been showing up, but he told me the real reason. There's something that goes on in a different area that's far away from him, and he's always trying to battle the traffic to get back home in time for the show. So that's why oftentimes he's either late or just straight up doesn't show up because, well, he's battling Virginia traffic. So... but other than that, I was kind of starting. I think I have to agree with him on that because I mean the Thursday thing. Well, we're making it work as is, but it's just I don't know. I miss having Tabby on the show.
Same. So we'll have to figure out some sort of other recording schedule. Which, that's going to be interesting for me to figure out. But I'll make it work somehow. But there's that. But I guess you can move on to Idiot Award. This is on my latest iOS 6 jailbreak tutorial, and this Idiot Award is I tried this video now saying this and it's just a bunch of the commands of Aquila, the jailbreak tool I mentioned, and that's what it's supposed to do. And she acted like that's not what it didn't do what it was supposed to. So obviously that's Idiot Award nominee worthy. Now explain what I was supposed to do in the video.
Not sure what else to say about that.
Alright, shall we move on to the iPhone 17 Pro now?
Oh, we have so much to talk about with this Apple event. It was a good... Despite that, so many people would say I'm stupid for buying this thing in August, which, to be fair, I do see everyone's point, but... The truth is, I really didn't feel like when I bought this, I was gambling anything. I didn't feel like I was risking not having... I didn't feel like I was risking out on the next big thing. And that just... The whole 17 Pro just proved my point. Because... I've said this for how many years in a row. I've never... With the iPhone 11, when that came out, I thought, gosh, that phone looks so hideous. How could they make it even worse? iPhone 12 with the square edges. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Okay, then we got the 13 with the new notch. I still don't like the 13's notch. That's just me. And then we get the 14 where the leaks at the time were indicating that stupid eye hole thing.
Oh, yeah, that thing was a disaster.
Yeah, I'm like, Apple, I mean... Technically, it is still in the phone. It's just they hide it via software. But at the same time, I'm still not a fan of that. And then it just continues to get worse and worse. Now with the 17 lineup.
It's so the 17 Pro is so it's such an ugly phone.
It's like, okay, I get it if you're targeting a hardcore audience, which Yeah, it does like a tough utilitarian phone, even
Like
though
what
it's made
Drew
out of
said
aluminum, which
in his
is
defense
yeah.
rant, but
Even though, yeah, aluminum is not that tough of a metal. I should know. I work with this stuff.
I mean, why do you think aluminum? Why do you think soda cans are so weak?
That's a hybrid of aluminum and tin, which tin is a lot weaker. So,
Oh, that makes sense.
but I mean, I can understand. Yes, aluminum is more thermally conductive. They are not wrong. I'm not arguing against that. It's just
It's not high quality.
for the longest time, yeah. For the longest time, we've had iPhone 10 come out with stainless steel. Honestly, I think that's still my preferred favorite material. I mean, titanium does feel nice. It feels light. It feels relatively premium. But
it's just more conductive.
I still ultimately prefer stainless steel.
I mean, stainless steel offers a conductivity of... stainless steel still offers really good conductivity, even though it's heavy. I mean, at the same time, stainless steel just looks better.
It does. I love the shine of stainless steel. I really do.
Same.
I'm not complaining about my titanium 16, though. I mean, I'm not feeling it with the case on, but I'm not complaining about that. But it's like, they reserve their top-end phones to have the most premium set of materials. And yet, now we've moved back to aluminum, which... I mean, it's better than plastic. But...
it's nowhere near what we...
yeah. It's just, considering what we've had before, it does feel like a massive downgrade in terms of feel in the hand, feel of materials. And then to top that up, honestly, I don't think it's the new material choice that's my biggest complaint. What are they doing with the glass and camera bump situation on that thing?
I'm stupidly probably going to pre-order an iPhone 17 Pro tomorrow, assuming that my debit card I can actually use that thing to make purchases, because currently my bank has decided that's a great idea to transition cards and to freeze my cards in the process, which should be illegal, by the way. That's what legislation needs to spend their time doing, and not regulating the App Store. But getting back on topic, yeah, the iPhone 17 Pro's camera bump is very, very ugly, and I do not like the two-tone design, because there is a reason why we moved away from it in the iPhone 5. Or no, not in the iPhone 5. There's a reason we moved away from this.
I don't know. I like the two-tone design, but that's just me.
I mean, it still looks better on the iPhone 5. I mean, we can't go wrong. It still looks better on the iPhone 5, 5S, and SE1.
I mean, you kind of always... yeah. Well, you kind of always had it with the differences between the back glass and the metal rails, because you can never color match those. It doesn't matter what phone you use.
I mean, just on the back itself. That's what I'm referring to.
Yeah, it feels like there was no care or effort to put any artist's intention into it. It's just, oh, okay, chassis. Slap a sheet of glass on the back for wireless charging and MagSafe. Slap a camera bump on there. We're done. Just, in a sense, it feels kind of lazy.
Well, we know it's being lazy.
So, yeah, there's a lot that I could go on to mock the 17 Pro for. I really hate the design, which, I mean, ultimately, everything that it brought to the table is still not enough to convince me that I bought this at the wrong time. I am still I'm still pretty happy with this 16 Pro Max. I keep wanting to call it my Tennis Max. I don't know why. Probably because it's easier to say. Yeah, Tennis Max is right. Oh yeah, I should mention, I found the phone!
That's good.
Left in my car for a couple weeks. But yeah, the phone has been found. Sadly, I dropped it and there's now a chip in the bottom corner of the glass, which that's heartbreaking for me. But...
At least it's just a chip, and at least your phone didn't get too hot. Because if you did that in my car, the phone's battery would probably be expanded.
Yeah, but yeah, I found that and the Pixel 6 Pro. The phones are no longer missing.
That's nice.
Although the Pixel keeps forgetting my fingerprint for some stupid reason.
Probably because you don't have fingerprints, or you don't have many.
Yeah, I know. What fingerprints? So, but yeah, there's nothing about the 17 Pro that would make me want to... Or... There's nothing about the 17 Pro that makes me regret my decision buying this in August. There really isn't, but I will give it credit for this one primary thing. For the longest time, the Pro iPhones in particular needed a proper cooling system. The chips may be efficient, but when it comes to the power demanding tasks that do actually need the chip to produce full power, it just didn't have the thermal capabilities. So now it has a proper vapor chamber cooling system.
Yeah, the cooling system, I will give it credit for that.
It does. I don't think it's getting enough credit for that, because for the longest times, a lot of our iPhones have been having overheating issues. My XS Max, for some reason, if I'm browsing PlugShare, that app is enough to heat the phone up. And yet, when I record 4K 60, it's just fine, thermally speaking. And the same goes for the 13 Pro Max, though the 13 Pro Max actually had a few more thermal issues. I'm not entirely sure why, but yeah, 13 Pro Max had more thermal issues, and I haven't run into thermal issues on this thing yet, albeit I haven't been recording as many YouTube videos as of late. I've primarily just been thinking and planning and working, and my time has been spent elsewhere a lot lately. But I do know that I would not be shocked if even this thing gets pretty warm if I were to do long, like multiple hour long recording sessions.
Makes sense.
And so, yeah, the vapor chamber and the proper cooling system was a very much needed upgrade to the iPhone. But oh, did you even see where they moved? Did you see what they did with the 5G antenna band?
No, I did not.
They moved it to the top of the phone.
Oh, I think I do remember something vaguely about that, but...
Yeah. Which, come to think of it, where exactly is it on this device? I'm not entirely sure where the 5G band is on this thing.
I think I know where it is on my iPhone 14 Pro, which if I take it out of its case...
Yeah, well, that's because they make it obvious where it is.
Oh, they don't on the 16?
The thing is, it's where the camera control button is. At least where the 5G millimeter wave thing is, it's where the camera control is on the 16.
Oh.
So, yeah. Is it, like, where is it on this device? Because this does have millimeter wave support, but I don't know where they put the band. And I don't... Many people are suggesting, oh, it's built into the button. I don't think it is.
That's a valid assumption, but... Yeah. That's interesting.
So... Yeah, the final things to talk about with the 17 Pro that I can think of at least. Anyone starting a Black Phones Matter campaign?
Yes,
because I'm not.
Yeah, instead of a... Yeah, we really do need a Black Phones Matter campaign, because Tabby actually texted us, and he was going to buy a black iPhone 17 Pro, which makes sense, because I was considering buying a black one, too, but apparently that's not the case, because
I think I know why, though. I think I know why they didn't do it in black.
Why
because they're trying to tease the whole thermal performance what is a common issue with black materials versus white materials?
Black materials overheat, but still, like, people expect black, and like, and this goes on to the big rant that
I'm willing to bet that's the reason why they did it.
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet that's the reason why we have no black iPhone Pro this year.
Yeah, the only thing that I have to complain about though is that why can't you easily match products on Apple products and colors on Apple products anymore?
Well, because Apple doesn't care anymore.
Yeah.
They just don't.
Speaking of horrible colors, shall I move on to the iPhone 17 Air?
Well, I was going to ask which color you were going to get, since now the black is not available.
Oh no, I'm getting I knew right from the get. I knew once they were unveiled blue that I'm getting blue.
Ah. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, that's everyone's new closest color to black. So, honestly, I don't care. I really don't care because I never get a black phone. So, but yeah, I just don't care. That's I think. Oh, we forgot to mention the price increase.
Oh, yeah. At least
It's now $1,100 starting.
At least they upped the base storage for it, so it's not necessarily a price increase, but it is at the same time.
Yeah, I hate how they do that, where they say, yeah, the starting price is now higher, but you get double the storage. So I hate how they do that, but yeah, you're willing to pay $1,100 for that thing?
I don't know if I'll do 256 gigabytes or 512 gigabytes, so...
Yeah, and I assume you're sticking with the base Pro and not going with the Pro Max.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, I'm the only one who goes Pro Max around here.
And, of course, I guess I could pre-order the iPhone Air if I want to, even though I will not, because its colors are, awful, and, oh yeah, it doesn't offer the camera features I need, so...
Well, honestly, I prefer the Air's color scheme over the Pros.
What? You like the ugly color scheme of the iPhone Air?
Okay, are they muted? Yes. That is a problem. But I'm sorry, I don't like orange. I really don't like orange.
Orange is a good color,
I'll do a gold. I really don't like orange. Orange is one of my least favorite colors. I'll do a yellow, I'll do a gold, but I won't do orange.
Wait a second. You know what I just realized? The iPhone 17 Pro is the first orange iPhone.
That is true. Yep. So, to anyone who wants an orange... Well, actually, no. That is not true. The iPhone XR...
Nope, that's not orange. That's coral, which is pink.
That's basically orange.
No, it's pink.
Oh, it wasn't anywhere close to pink.
It's a hybrid between pink and orange.
I've seen the phone in person. There is no way it is pink. It's not even close to pink.
Are you colorblind?
Nope.
Maybe I must be the color. No, I'm pretty sure I'm not colorblind. Maybe I am.
I have a fairly wide spectrum of color available for my eyes. My eyes' problem is focus, not color.
Oh, well, moving on from that. What do you think about the iPhone Air?
Yeah, interesting. It's not the 17 Air. It's just the iPhone Air.
Yeah, I know.
I can kind of get what Apple's going for, trying to separate this from the Pros, where For the longest time, the Pros have combined the best looks and aesthetics and feel and luxury touches with pro performance and capabilities. So they're kind of trying to split that up so that way each product can be more dedicated towards each function. So that way the Pros can have more capabilities and that type of stuff, while the Air is supposed to be the split off for the looks, aesthetics, feel, and luxury touches. But I'm sorry, when you only have one single camera lens, you lack stereo speakers. That's a big insult.
Average
to
Joes
me.
know these deep things too.
And you're charging Pro money for this thing?
And at the same,
Sure, it's titanium. No, absolutely not. That is.
I know
It's not just.
It's like that one
You go. I need
100,000.
to formulate a sentence.
It's like that $100,000 Mercedes with a 4-cylinder engine.
Yeah, it's real stupid.
And that Mercedes was not a hatchback; it was a full-size sedan. Which, because the problem is that what they fail to realize is that luxury buyers, like, I'll take the car market as an example, like, luxury buyers also value the performance of their cars.
It's true. Well, I mean, even though Mercedes is often associated mostly with luxury, why do they still have a crap ton of horsepower compared to your normal cars?
It's because they're luxury cars, and I mean, Drew from Tales of Tech in his his iPhone Air defense rant mentioned how the Pros intend to be like the work truck, and the Air is intended to be more the luxury car. But what he failed to realize is that
luxury also includes that type of performance stuff too.
I'm glad you understand.
No, yeah, I don't like. Honestly, that's the category I'm in. Okay, because I'm a creator and I'm an artist and I care about design and such. Obviously, I do like the idea that the Air is going for in terms of a luxury feeling device, but at the same time, I'm also a pro user. And when I buy a high-end expensive phone, I also expect the best of the best. It's the same thing with Samsung for me. When back in the day, when you buy a Samsung Galaxy S or Galaxy Note, you're paying top dollar for what should be the best of the best, what should include everything. So that means the best materials, the best feel in the hand, the best display, the best cameras. You're expecting the best that company has to offer. And when you offer a luxury device like that, I'm expecting the best of what Apple's got, and that phone does not have the best of what Apple's has. In fact, it actually has a few things that I personally find really offensive in an $1,000 phone.
The iPhone.
If it were a budget phone, single camera lens with its 48 megapixel telephoto thing that it is the telephoto trick that it uses with the 48 megapixel camera, fine. That's fine in a budget phone. A single speaker. Honestly, for me, the single speaker is really offensive. I've heard plenty of phones that have no dedicated bottom speaker and only have enhanced earpiece speaker. They all sound terrible. I have never heard a single phone that makes a single earpiece speaker work. It's terrible. It's too quiet, and the audio quality is horrendous. And again, in $1,000 phone.
I think the iPhone Air is going to sell miserably because what people fail to realize about the iPhone Air is that average Joes who don't care about these pro features also don't care about luxury, so they're going to go for the standard iPhone 17, which did not get a price jump, and those that actually understand are going to go for the iPhone 17 Pro. So the iPhone Air, I predict that it will last. I predict that it's going to last even shorter lifespan than the iPhone, than the Plus line, than the new Plus line of phones, and then the Mini line, because
the Plus line, to my surprise, did pretty well. I mean, sales still weren't that great, and that's because I'd argue there's too many options on the market. But at the same time, the Plus outlasted the Mini. The Plus got one more year over the Mini.
Yeah, it's still... but at the same time, like, the Mini and Plus both had... At least they had actual purposes that could... They had technical purposes, but the Air has no technical purpose.
Yeah, I get the part where, we want to make a luxury feeling phone. It's just because that is currently the only iPhone in the line with titanium right now. The Air is made out of titanium, which, given its thinness, I really hope it is for its durability purposes. But at the same time, you're compromising on camera. You're compromising on speaker quality. You're compromising on the obvious battery performance. These are kind of like core pieces to a phone.
The iPhone Air is pretty awful in short, but shall I move on to the standard iPhone 17?
Not yet. There's one more iPhone Air thing related that we do have to talk about. The MagSafe battery.
Please explain, because because of school I haven't been really that focused on the tech community, so...
So what Apple decided to do, because let's face it, we all know the battery life in the iPhone Air is going to be terrible, because thin device means you don't got a lot of room for a big battery.
Yeah, it's not like the iPad Pro. It has lots of room.
So what they ended up doing is they resurrected their MagSafe battery thing, the thing that... Come on. The thing kind of like my wallet. You just slap it on the MagSafe thing and it wirelessly charges the phone. They resurrected that thing. However, they designed it so it only fits the 17 Air. You can't swap this. You can't slap that battery onto a regular 17. You can't slap this battery onto a 17 Pro. You can't slap this battery on any other iPhone except the 17, except the iPhone Air.
Apple. The point of MagSafe...
Oh, and it's $99 too.
The point of your accessories is that way they work with many of your devices, and people of the entire iPhone lineup would like a battery pack. That is not how you do it.
I mean, I've also seen videos of people holding it in their hands and placing it side by side next to the Pro lineup. I mean, is it thinner? Yeah, definitely, but I mean, is it thinner than, say, this?
What is that, an iPhone? What is that?
It's the 8 Plus.
No.
I don't think it's really that thin. It's giving me a lot of like 8 Plus, 7 Plus size vibes. Just from looking at it. It may be a touch thinner, but I suspect it won't be that much thinner. Oh, there's a couple other things too that I completely forgot. Speaking of artist and luxury touches, which is the whole point of this phone. If you actually zoom in on the camera bump compared to the corner radius of the chassis,
it's not equal.
They are not equal. They are not concentric. That's actually the technical term. They are not concentric radii.
The old Apple would have never let that slide.
They never. Apple being the company focused on design never lets this type of thing slip past.
Also, if the old Apple
they just did with the luxury marketed phone.
If the old Apple did that, the employee who suggested that probably would have been laughed out of the company.
And here's something that's actually even more obvious. If you look at the charge port, you might notice it's not aligned in the center of the device.
The rumor suggested that they had to do that in order to make it thin, but at the same time, for a luxury phone,
at $1,000.
Yeah, the iPhone Air sucks.
This entire time with this whole phone, starting with the rumors and up until today, I'm sorry, Apple, are you high? On a scale of 1 to all of them, how many drugs are you on?
I think it's all of them.
I think so too. Because there is legit nothing about this phone that makes sense. They're going to have to do so much to this thing to actually make it make sense. Now, again, I can understand. It's like the Apple Watch here. They already do this with the Apple Watch. They've been doing this for years with the Apple Watch, actually. We got the stainless steel, now the titanium. The stainless steel and titanium Apple Watches for $800.
Which
nice premium luxury watches.
Like, I mean, that's what I actually pre-ordered a titanium Apple Watch Series 11, which we'll talk about that later.
Yeah. So, yeah, they have that, but also at the same time, for those who want to use it more as a utility, you have the Watch Ultra. I am 100% okay with this concept because, for the most part, you're not actually compromising too much with the stainless steel, or titanium, the luxury focus watch. Sure, you're not getting the insane endurance battery life out of the Ultra, but it's like, that's the point of the Ultra. It's supposed to be insane and capable, while the other watch, you still got a fairly solid feature set that nobody will complain about. In fact, arguably, it's still better than the majority of the competition. But the line is right. I'm perfectly fine with what they do with the watch, but the issue is they've compromised way too much with the iPhone lineup. The pros, yeah, they got their capabilities, and that's fine. I got no argument with them trying to ruggedize, even though, again, aluminum is not necessarily that durable of a material, but I guess the theme around this time is cooling. It's got the vapor chamber. It's got the single best camera they have. But when your supposed luxury division, on the luxury side of the line, when that has definitely a worse camera setup than your lower end, your cheaper end phone, a worse speaker setup than your lower end and cheaper end phone, and trash tier battery life compared to your lower end and cheaper phone,
what do you think people?
I think we got ourselves a problem.
Speaking of, shall I move on to the iPhone 17?
Yeah, we should. We probably should. So, the 17 is a mediocre upgrade to me, but I mean, they basically didn't change anything with the chassis, which I wasn't expecting that because they basically redesigned it with the 16, and we know they stick around with the same chassis for a few years. But yeah, same chassis. What is it? The color selection.
pink is
better
now
or worse?
It's the same in my opinion, because I mean, I actually saw a lot of pink 16s on the market, so out in the wild, actually, like a lot of people at my school have pink 16s, so I'm honestly kind of surprised it got rid of pink, because you think that would be their best selling color, but I mean, purple's fine too, so it's...
I mean, if my sister were to buy an iPhone, that would probably be the one she'd get, because purple's her favorite color.
Makes sense.
I mean, her phone is actually a purple phone, believe it or not. But,
Uh-oh.
give me 1 minute. I heard an explosion out front.
Okay.
Everything's good. It's just my neighbor's target practice.
Ah.
I was concerned because my dad just put together a new log splitter, and I thought that's what exploded. Because he's using it right now. So, yep, everything's good. Just my neighbor doing target practice for the hunt this year.
Makes sense.
All right, where was I?
The iPhone 17, the purple.
I think I just wrapped that up.
Yeah.
It has 120 hertz now.
That's pretty cool.
Has ProMotion. I don't care. I mean, for those of you who insist that the base models have ProMotion because everyone who pays $800 for a phone cares about that kind of thing, when history has proven otherwise.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand.
I'm assuming they added it because they finally got the cost down. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. But I mean, yeah, it's got that. It's got a new 48 megapixel ultra wide camera, same with the Pros. So everything is 48 megapixel this year. Is there anything else noteworthy that I mean? I really can't think too much else about the 17. It's a mediocre upgrade to me.
Same.
Oh, they got rid of the 128 gig model. It now starts at 256 gig. And that phone did not get a price increase.
That's pretty cool.
Yep. So, yeah, it's always the $800 phone that seems to be the best value. Every single time.
Probably because it is, but... Should I move on to the Apple Watch Ultra 3
I should point out... Not yet, because there's one more thing I gotta talk about that I think relates to all phones. Have you seen Apple's clear cases by chance?
No. Oh, no.
I want you to quickly look that up.
I think I have, and I think I know exactly what you're about to say. Uh, 17 is normal.
Oh, so is it just the Pros then? I don't know. I definitely saw it on the Pros.
Yeah, I know.
Let's see.
Okay, I'm trying to...
iPhone.
Cases and protection.
Accessories.
Protection. iPhone 17
And
Pro.
there's
Oh!
stupid
Oh!
Stuff.
I saw deep red mock Apple. I saw deep... That's not a clear case!
Exactly!
That's literally false advertising.
There is nothing clear about that case!
What'd you say? Your audio cut out.
There is nothing clear about this case!
Even Dbrand mocked Apple for this, which I understand.
I mean, I'd expect Dbrand to mock anyone for anything, because Dbrand tries to be the edgy teenager in terms of their interaction with the public. But again, Apple, on a scale of 1 to all of them, how many drugs are you on? You cannot confidently tell me this is a clear case. I should know this. 'Cause I buy clear cases. You cannot tell me that's a clear case with a straight face.
Yeah, that's not a clear case, but
Just thought I'd bring that up. Pull up the notes here again. All right, so that's all I have to say on the iPhones. I've got nothing else left.
shall I move on? All right, so the Apple Watch Ultra 3 is it's a satellite connectivity is pretty cool, I'll say, but and it's a decent upgrade. The only reason why I didn't upgrade is because sometimes I do need this shinier watch for more formal occasions. Because I guess this goes hand in hand with the next topic, which is that I pre-ordered an Apple Watch Series 11, which provided my bank account.
Well, you tried to.
Provided my bank account unfreezes, I should be able to do that. But there's the Series 11, which I pre-ordered a 46 millimeter stainless silver titanium model.
I actually haven't looked. Do they still have the gold titanium?
Yes.
Because I didn't. I legit have not watched the event. Okay,
Yes, they
good.
do.
Because I'm probably next year. I'm gonna get a new watch, like 2026.
Makes sense.
I don't think I'll do Series 12 because at this point I can't think of any reasonable upgrade. And it's like, as long as they keep the gold titanium around, that's what I want. Because I don't know, this watch has gotten all beaten and scratched up, and it's like, I mean, given I work in a machine shop, it's going to get scratched and beaten. And credit where credit is due, this aluminum and ionics glass has held up pretty well. It's held up surprisingly well, given the environment it's typically in. But I'm annoyed with the fact that the speaker doesn't work. It legit does not work anymore. So, yeah, the speaker doesn't work. The battery life, I still get a day with it, but if I forget to charge it overnight or forget to plug my charger in, which happens when I'm on the road, on the go, then I don't even have, like, the morning and it's dead. So, and I don't wear my watch through the middle of the night. I can't do that.
Same.
So, yeah, my watch is always charging overnight. So, but I mean, is there anything new in particular with the Series 11 that's worth talking about?
There's hypertension.
I legit know nothing about it.
There's hypertension detection and there's blood pressure detection monitoring, which that is cool. And sleep apnea detection, so
I thought that was the thing with the Series 10, though, sleep apnea stuff.
that might have been.
I think it was, because sleep apnea, that does not sound new to me.
No, that doesn't. But the other blood pressure and hypertension, I know that's no.
Yep.
Which that's not bad. I'll admit. I mean, I probably won't.
Did they thin the bezels, or is it still the same casing?
I don't know. I would doubt it, but
I guess I'll have to figure out how to get to my closest Apple store and see. But
all right,
that's go to a Best Buy.
Yeah, because that's not.
I don't know.
Exactly.
I think I might actually get one this time because I said I was going to get the Series 10 last time around. The money and finances didn't work out because, again, it's an $800 watch. It's not cheap. So I'm hoping I can do it this time around, but then again, I've got a lot of bills to pay, and Stardust is not helping me at the moment.
Yeah, well,
That's a later topic. So, yeah, I think that's all I have to say. Oh, they updated the SE
Yep.
too?
And they luckily did not start making it out of plastic.
Oh, thank goodness. So it's still made out of aluminum at least.
Yeah, but it only has 2 color options now, which, to be honest, the gray I didn't mind, but now it just has black and white, so...
I mean, when it's a cheap watch, do you think you'd care that much?
No, so... I mean, my biggest beef with the SE is that it makes the regular Series 11 seem kind of useless. So that's my only beef with it, but otherwise it's fine.
I still see plenty of reasons to go with the Series 11 over the SE, because the SE still lacks a bunch of stuff like ECG readings, and I'm sure there's a bunch of other things I can't think of, but I know it lacks a bunch of stuff compared to the other. Oh, right, I forgot. The Series 11 casing, in particular, the bigger displays and such.
Yeah, that's true. So, I mean, I get that, but at the same time, I just think they should simplify the lineup a little bit. But we know Apple's not doing that. So, I mean, the SE3, it's a great budget Apple Watch if you're looking for one.
Yeah. Finally on to AirPods Pro 3.
I'm not going to upgrade yet just because my AirPods Pro 2 are still working fine, and I just bought a new case for them. I got other tech to upgrade, and why would I? And also, I mean, the only new features that AirPods Pro 3 got are heart rate sensors, which my Apple Watch can already do that, so that's not beneficial to me. And then what else? Oh yeah, apparently the only feature that I actually find useful is the improved range for Find My, which, okay, that's handy. I'll admit that as someone who loses AirPods frequently. And then the other thing that oh yeah, and they now have live language translation powered by Apple Intelligence, which I obviously don't care about.
Which, funny enough, does not work outside of the US of A.
Huh.
It's like, when you're going to want to use this live translation feature, it's when you're traveling abroad to a place you've never been, right? Well, it doesn't work outside of the US of A, so what's the point?
Exactly, because this will only work on US devices.
So, yeah, in other words, they just preloaded another Apple BS capability on it for the sake of shareholders. Yay, cool. Don't care. Though, honestly, while you don't care too much about audio, you're not an audiophile like me. When they talked about they changed the sound characteristics to the point where they've expanded upon the range.
That probably
and
is
supposedly... I don't know. Part of me is kind of wishing now that I held on to my previous gen AirPods Pro for just a few more months. Because, again, I'm an audiophile. I said... I don't care about any other features that they add to these things. I legit don't. What I care about is sound quality.
Makes sense.
And while, yes, AirPods Pro 3 did add a bunch of features, they didn't just add a bunch of features. They actually did, supposedly, improve the sound quality.
Which is a major benefit.
Yeah, and as an audiophile, I care about that a lot. Why do you think I still use AirPods Max for so much of my audio stuff? I use them while editing, I'm using them while podcasting, and I'll just generally wear them around the house. Though honestly, I probably actually should replace them because of how worn out these have gotten. But no, I legit use these things, and that's how much I care about sound. My family never gets it. They never understand why I'd spend close to $500 on a pair of headphones. And albeit, yeah, that's pretty insane. But the sound quality is enough to justify it for me.
Makes sense.
That's how much I care about audio performance. Which is why the iPhone Air really offends me with its single earpiece speaker. So, Yeah, that's the one thing that if that would have been the one thing I would have bought at this event, like I would have pre-ordered because I do care about sound quality that much. Although I'm more in a rush to replace my AirPods Max, to finally get them on USB-C and finally get a headband that's actually not worn out, so the metal beams aren't pressing into my skull. Yes, that's how much I've used them. These things are so worn out, but they still sound amazing. But yeah, that AirPods Pro 3 would have been the one thing I would have pre-ordered. It's just right now that's not on the priority list.
Makes perfect sense. But speaking of old things, shall we move on to our next topic, which I'll bet you this surprises you. I'll bet you you're surprised by this.
iPad Air 2 receiving iPadOS 15. Oh, they're providing a security update.
Yes!
For devices that old.
The iPad Air 2 is turning 11 this fall. So this thing, which I love this. I love the iPad Air 2, I have to say, just because it's so thin.
See, I've been giving Apple so much crap on software for the past year, but this is one thing where it doesn't matter which Android manufacturer you can think of. This is just where Apple shines.
Like they give devices support. They give support to devices, so that way when they drop their devices, no one's using them anymore. Like even in 2020, no one was really using an iPad Air 2 Sierra as a main iPad anymore.
See, so many people like to rant on Apple claiming, oh, planned obsolescence. They make your phone unusable, kind of like what they did with my poor XS Max. They design it so that way they make your phone unusable and you're forced to upgrade to a new one. And yet, the iPad Air 2 is 11 years old, as you just mentioned. That's a long life for any tech gadget. There's not a lot of tech in this house that's made it to 10 years old.
Except for your vacuum and appliances, but that's different.
Actually, no, our vacuum, my parents replaced that a few years ago. We still keep the Dyson around, but that's not our primary vacuum. Our primary vacuum is actually one of those Shark lift-away ones. But no, that's 3 years old. We just keep the Dyson around because, well, it still technically works. But like I said, there's not a lot of tech in this house that's made it to 10 years old. Because the only tech-related things I can think of that have made it to 10 years within the house, my mom's iPod Touch, because she got that basically when it came out, sixth generation. She got that basically when that came out. So that's made it to 10 years old. The Windows 7 Tower, which is finally going into retirement. We've had that for like over 15 years, if I'm not mistaken. But, yep, that Windows 7 Tower is finally going into retirement, which I might be building a PC to replace it, actually.
Oh.
And it's not going to be anywhere near the size of this one. It's going to be a heck of a lot smaller.
That makes sense.
So, yep, that's finally going into retirement. No, the TV hasn't made it to 10 years just yet.
None of the main tech in my house has made it to 10 years.
We have a couple Amazon tablets that are like 12 years old, I think. So. But yeah. The fact that I'm thinking this hard about it and not coming up with... there's not a lot of tech in this house that has made it to 10 years old.
So. I mean, none of the cars in my family... No, I mean, except... I mean, a lot of the cars in my family are even younger than 10 years.
Well, that's not the case here. My dad's still driving a 23-year-old truck.
Yeah.
It's almost of age to be legal to import into the U.S.
Yeah, it's gonna... That thing... At least he's gonna replace that thing.
I have no idea what he says. He says now he's gonna rebuild Zeus, which is his 70s pickup. I don't know.
Hopefully we won't grow. Again, my dad's also going to replace his F-150 with one of those Japanese K trucks. So hopefully when we become dads, we won't suddenly become so too obsessed with old vehicles.
Well, for him, he's into old school, big, heavy duty, manual, badass trucks per se. That's what he's into. So, yeah, there's that. Okay, we got so off topic. What are we? Oh yeah, we're talking about aging tablets, and yet Apple's still supporting them. Has Android done anything similar to that? Nope. Has Microsoft done anything similar to that?
Technically.
Oh really?
Yeah, because the oldest officially supported computer for Windows 10 was a computer from 2005.
I'm pretty sure nobody wanted to use that computer, given how bad Windows 10 was.
Yeah, I mean Windows 11 and Windows 11, you can at least no, it doesn't even officially support. I'm pretty sure it will legitimately only support anything from this decade officially, but unofficially you can get running on hardware as old as 2006.
But yeah, officially you need to have like Intel 8th gen processors, which at the time when Windows 11 came out, that was a big cutoff. That was a real significant cutoff. And that cut off so many Windows 10 devices, even fairly recent ones. My mom's laptop didn't even make the cut.
Nick Randall, who was actually a guest...
She had 7th gen.
Nick Randall, who was a guest on TIFP back in 2022, he's no longer a YouTuber, but he had an HP laptop that he got back in 2019, and that thing didn't even make the cut when Windows 11 released.
Yeah.
2 years old.
That was real disappointing on Microsoft's part. So yeah, you want to say Apple's got planned obsolescence going on? Well, guess what? Turn to the competition. It ain't any better.
At least Android's improving, but Microsoft clearly hasn't.
No, Microsoft clearly hasn't. If anything, they've gotten worse. And as for Android, Apple still got them beat. I mean, there's some manufacturers that are claiming, oh, we're going to support our phones for 7 years. I call BS on that. They don't care enough to support that old of a device. There's no way.
And also, older Android versions still get app support for a long time, so it's not like it necessarily matters.
Yeah, so... Yeah, anyone who wants to complain about Apple planned obsolescence... Your argument's weak. Your argument's very weak. Anywho, I think we butchered that topic to death. What's next?
So Instagram has a new stupid iPadOS UI where basically, when on the homepage, whenever you launch it now immediately shows stories and then reels instead of posts, like it's posts like Instagram was designed for. So, and they buried posts deep in the menu, so they can only show you algorithmic content, or only easily show you algorithmic content. So, that's That's stupid. At least Instagram.
I mean, they're owned by Meta,
At
so.
least Instagram finally natively supports the iPad OS, though.
I can't believe they've gone on so long without having a native iPad app.
Yeah.
And yet Facebook had one?
Oh yeah.
That's insane. That's absolutely that's just madness.
So there.
But yeah, I'm assuming Meta made that decision to show you only Reels and all that, and so that way can integrate more algorithms and AI training, and instead of being what a social media platform is supposed to be.
Exactly.
But either way, what's next?
So the Anker Eufy Omni Roborock S2 is a robot vacuum that sprays 3 types of perfumes, depending on which one you select, and it's €1,600. I got this
I'll
from.
pass.
Huh? I got this
I'll
from.
pass.
I got this from.
I don't need anything like
I got
that.
this from the Friday Checkout, which is a Germany-based outlet. So that's how I have the euro prices at the same time. I still
Really, Tech Altar's actually German?
Yeah, he lived in China for a few years, but no, he's German and he's back in Germany now. At least he lives in Germany now. I assume he's German, but
Well, he's got the German accent. I knew that. It's just I didn't actually know he was German because I never hear him speak in euros and that type of stuff.
oh yeah, no, he's German. He mentioned on the Friday Checkout how when there was something related going on to Nazi flags, how he couldn't actually show that because that is illegal in Germany to show Nazi flags.
Yeah, I suppose. Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
But yeah, I'll pass on this vacuum. Somehow I don't think it's worth €1,600 to buy spray vacuum with 3 types of perfume. And I guess I should mention that he was at an IFA tech conference, which is how come all the figures were in euros, because that was in Berlin.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how I feel about robot vacuums in general because I see you've got another one listed below this one. Supposedly one that can climb stairs.
Yeah, one that climbs stairs, that's pretty cool, I'll admit.
The thing is, though, with these robot vacuums, what is the actual quality of the job they do? Because, as far as I can tell, just by looking at the way they're built, they seem like they do fairly okay on hard surfaces. But what about soft, fluffy carpet?
Yeah, they should build these robot vacuums be stronger.
Because a big disadvantage that these robot vacuums have compared to our conventional roller vacuums, like the Dyson one that I brought in or the Shark one that we have, they have weight. They actually put pressure down into the floor. They put pressure on the sweeper so that way it can scrub the carpet for the dirt, break the dirt loose. I don't see how these robo vacuums have enough weight to put actual force on their brushes to break the dirt loose. That's why I see they seem to work fairly well on carpets because they work well on like hardwood floors or harder floors in general because it's harder for dirt to stick itself on that surface. But soft, fluffy carpets, say something as soft as this, for example, I have a hard time seeing those robot vacuums being able to actually scrub into the fibers and get the dirt out of there.
Yeah, the Eufy Mars Walker is the
Fun fact.
prototype that can climb stairs.
Fun fact. Fun fact. I stole this thing from my sister just to put in this video. It's Chubbs.
Oh, I'm sure your sister will be very happy not. Or does your sister watch this podcast?
No.
Phew.
She does complain to me, though, why Chubbs hasn't made it to a video. So, yeah, for anyone who's wondering, this is Chubbs, a replacement for Jack and Marley, since we can't afford live pets at the moment. At least he's allowed inside.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, the UP, I would consider that animal abuse to not allow your dogs inside.
They're huskies.
Yeah, I get why.
We at least get huskies. Huskies, they don't mind the cold at all.
That's a very valid point. And
so,
don't you guys have chickens though? So you do have live pets.
Well, they're not much pets. They're more egg producers and meat birds, if anything. But
makes sense. Did I tell you about my plans for how I'm going to wake my kids up when I grow up? When they're too little to set alarms.
What, you're going to unleash the cats on them?
Oh no, the cats are just only helping them fall asleep. My plan is to get a rooster, and then put the rooster in the mornings when it's time for them to wake up. I'll put the rooster in the bedroom, and the rooster will wake my kids up.
Yeah, I stayed at a farm over Labor Day weekend, and the rooster kept crowing like 2 hours after dawn. So, it was a bit late.
The rooster didn't crow until 2 hours after dawn?
Yeah, it didn't crow until like 9 or 10 in the morning.
That rooster was a little bit late.
I said the exact same thing as it crowed. I kept yelling out, "You're a bit late!"
I mean, I don't think roosters crow intentionally wake people up, but...
No, it's just a meme. It's a joke.
I mean, they do probably like to... The first thing they do when they wake up is probably to crow.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, in general, the robot vacuums, I don't think they do well on shaggy carpets.
Makes perfect sense.
Now,
don't you have carpets?
I mean, I have the shaggiest carpet in the house. This room has the shaggiest carpet.
Why do you have carpet and not hardwood floors?
Because it's much nicer on our feet and it's better insulating. Because it's fiber, not hardwood.
I just don't. It's just nearly impossible to keep carpet clean with cats. So.
Yeah, fair enough, I suppose. But no, yeah. Most of the house is carpet. The only hard surfaces are like the main floor, hallway, kitchen, and dining room. The basement's concrete with some wood-styled vinyl flooring for the room I used to sleep in, actually, for a year. That now has vinyl flooring, but it's still hard. So, and then the bathrooms. Other than that, every other room's carpet. It was the piano room, but now the piano's been moved to the living room, so now it's the computer room. That's carpet. The living room's carpet. I would hope the living room's carpet. I hate hardwood living rooms. All of our bedrooms are carpet. The upstairs hallway's carpet. All the stairs are carpet. Yeah, we got a lot of carpet in this house. Which, considering that most of the time I'm walking around barefoot, I really appreciate that.
That's valid, because in the wintertime I often have to put sandals on. Or no, not sandals. I have to put slippers on.
Yep. So. Anywho, we're done talking about carpets and vacuums, because we still got other stuff on this list.
Alright, so how about we talk about the Anker Nebula X1 Pro, which is It's an entertainment hub that has it's a suitcase in a suitcase form factor, and it has microphone inputs for karaoke, a 300-inch projector, 4 omnidirectional speakers, and do you want to guess the price? I mean, you can see a topic, so.
I'm sorry, what?
This is $4,000 is not worth it for that, unless it's like. No, there's no way 4,000 is not worth it. I'm sorry. For an entertainment device. For a toy.
Yeah, that's a little steep.
For a toy. That's worse than the Vision Pro.
I mean, people will pay $10,000+ for boats and jet skis, and those are useless. At least around here, those are useless for about 8 months out of the year.
Yeah, I mean, boats at least have you. I mean, at least you can use boats 4 months out of the year, also if you take them further down south.
But, I mean, why would you buy this? Why would you buy a suitcase with a built-in... What advantage does this have over, say, my sister's Soundcore... She's... Let me see, is it in her room? I'm going to go rate her room.
Are you sure she won't mind?
I'm sure she won't. It's not in there. I don't know where it is, but yeah, she has one of those real. I don't know if you've gone around Walmart and found like those really big Soundcore Anchor speakers with RGB lights.
I have
around
seen those.
Yeah, that's what she's got. Why not just get one of those and use your karaoke app on your phone and sing to that? You don't need mics to do karaoke.
Agree. Unless you're doing it in front of a large audience, yeah, you don't.
Well, even then, if you're doing it in front of a large audience, it's typically in a space with microphones already rigged up.
Yep.
So it's like, what's the point?
I mean, you've done karaoke, I know. At least I think.
Yep, I've done karaoke, and if I do need to bring a speaker, guess what? I already got one that costs way less than whatever this contraption is. Let me show you. This thing!
Oh.
This is not light, by the way.
I can tell.
Yeah. Oh, that is not a light object. So, oh yeah, that thing, way cheaper. Way cheaper than whatever this karaoke nebula thing is.
And is yours a professional musician grade speaker?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's PV.
Oh yeah, that's a. Okay, I think we've safely agreed that this sucks. But shall we move on to our next topic?
Yeah. Yeah. All right. What's next?
Alki, I don't know how to pronounce that, but they have a Qi 2 wireless charger.
Alki?
Yeah, Alki. They have a Qi 2 wireless charger of 3 orbs that are also batteries of their own.
So battery banks or something, or
No, they're battery banks that plug into a big hub.
Okay. I don't know what I'm supposed to be odd about.
Yeah, that's a valid point now that I say this, but
I legit don't know what's supposed to be impressive about this thing.
yeah, it's not that impressive.
Other than it's Qi 2.
Alright, shall we move on to our next topic? Which is definitely disappointing.
Oh yeah, Samsung released the it's supposed to be, is it still fan edition
Yep.
or is it something else now?
No, it's fan edition. It's a S25 FE.
The thing that doesn't make sense is if you were actually a fan of Samsung, wouldn't you be paying for the Ultra phones?
So, exactly.
That's the one thing that does not make sense about this marketing name. I mean, they come up with a budget version of the S25. It's like, your fans, I doubt, would buy your cheaper stuff. Your fans that care about you obviously would want to buy the best from what you have, which is the Ultra phone.
Apparently that's not how Samsung works, but...
Who knows how Samsung works these days. Because none of their decisions make any sense anymore.
Like, how about...
Oh, actually, that reminds me. How long do you think it's going to be before Samsung removes titanium from the Ultra phone?
Oh, that's easy. The S26 will eliminate titanium.
Yeah. Because the only reason they added titanium to the phone in the first place was because Apple did it. You cannot tell me otherwise. The only reason Samsung made that phone out of titanium was to copy Apple. So what are the chances they're going to remove titanium from the 26 line?
If the S26 line removes titanium, we'll have to be the ones to say I told you so, provided we don't go on hiatus again, because we actually were on hiatus during the 16 launch, so this is only a second iPhone.
That's true.
No, this is the third iPhone launch we've covered.
Yep. Yeah. Well, this is on the record now, so Samsung, we're going to hold you to this. We're going to wait and see just how long it is you're going to hold on to titanium. And we don't think it's going to be for that long. Because knowing you now, you like to cheap out on everything you possibly can and still charge your stupid high price. Because, well, I mean, that's what you think Apple does, so that must be okay for you to do now, right? It's not like you didn't completely upset your fans who actually appreciated you put everything you had into a phone once upon a time.
Shall I move on to the Samsung moving style now?
What is this supposed to be?
It's a battery-powered portable touchscreen TV that has stands that can rotate between portrait and landscape.
So in other words, it's just a giant tablet?
Yeah, except it comes with a built-in stand. It has a slightly bigger display, but yeah.
I mean, I love big screen everything, but I don't like the idea of touchscreen TVs because that's like the number one screen I 100% do not want to have fingerprints on.
Oh, I still wonder if my old middle school has that touchscreen TV.
That was a dumb idea to begin with, and is still a dumb idea today.
I mean,
because there are two primary screens that I never want to see fingerprints on: my desktop computers and laptops, and TVs. I don't want to see fingerprints on them because the whole point, especially for, well, with laptops, most times you're doing actual work on them, and so you really don't want a smudged display.
Oh, my MacBook's display is very smudged.
Yeah. Well, that's because it doesn't really help that every single time you go to open it, you basically place your thumb where the camera is.
Yeah.
But, yeah, detail aside, it's that, and the whole point of a TV, the whole point of it is viewing. Do you really want to be viewing something that's all smudged up? I don't.
The only practical use for a touchscreen TV that my classroom managed to come up with, that my STEM classroom managed to come up with back in my old middle school was for whenever we gave presentations in that class, then we would use a touchscreen to control it. But even that's just a very minor thing. That's not that practical.
Yeah, we always had when we did presentations, it was either we stood at the computer and put our Google slide up, and well, in my case, it was my PowerPoint on a flash drive because I did things old school still. Though everyone else did their Google Slides. Most of the time, we stood at the computer and clicked with the mouse, or they would just have a separate clicker remote that allows them to click through presentations.
Yeah, that's basically what we do whenever we do presentations at my school.
So, yeah, I was still old school and used the Microsoft Office suite while everyone was using docs and slides.
Well, you had to, because of your internet.
Yep. Leaves a lot to be desired. So, yeah, I don't think this touchscreen TV thing is going to do well for Samsung.
No, I seriously.
But either way, what's next?
The ThinkPad Vertiflex. The Lenovo ThinkPad Vertiflex is a laptop with a screen that rotates to portrait.
I question the durability.
Same. And also, like, why do you want a portrait laptop?
Oh, it's for chat. I hear for a bunch of gamer setups, they'll have their main monitor in its typical normal landscape configuration, but then they'll have a second one and they'll rotate it portrait, and that's where they'll display their long list of chat.
That's valid, but don't most of these people typically just have dedicated vertical monitors anyway?
Yeah.
So what is the point of... This is just a prototype, luckily, but still.
Maybe for a better viewing experience for TikToks and YouTube shorts to
You mean
poison your mind even more? That's
Yeah.
the only thing I can think of.
Speaking of poison, shall we move on to our next topic?
Home appliances. We haven't talked about those in a while.
So,
Did I talk about the new GE dishwasher we got?
after this upcoming topic, we want to talk about that.
Sure.
Actually, now you can go ahead and talk about the GE dishwasher now.
All right. So, yeah, it was about last month. I was actually at Tabby's house when I got the news that apparently we got a new dishwasher.
Is it a good one?
Well, so far, my only complaint is just the touch controls are a little odd. There are times where they're oversensitive and then times where they're not sensitive enough. I don't know. But from a feature standpoint, it actually offers more rack space from our last one.
That's cool.
Yeah, our last one only had 2 racks. There was the bottom rack for heavy items, top rack for bowls and glasses and that type of stuff. Oh, and on the and actually on the lid of that old dishwasher was where the silverware tray is. This new one, the GE one, has 3 racks. So we have the bottom rack for, again, heavier dishes like pots and pans and plates and such. And on that is also mounted the silverware tray. Above that, we have the second rack for bowls, plates, glasses. Then above that, I don't know what that third rack is for. I legit don't know. But there's a third rack above it where you could put some small stuff that needs cleaning, I guess. And then another unique feature that I found really interesting. I guess it's in 2 places, but I'm surprised that they actually routed dedicated washer jets to the silverware tray. Our last dishwasher did not have that. So the silverware tray has its own dedicated washer jet system.
That's cool.
But then also on the secondary rack, there are 4 washer jets that stick up. And they're designed for glasses with stains. GE calls them bottle jets, I think. So
That's
you
cool.
can put there's 4 of these jets, so you can give 4 total glasses its own dedicated washer jet. So, it's a really nice dishwasher. They paid like $700 for it, which I don't know if I'd pay that much for a dishwasher, but hey, it saves me an hour and a half every day now.
That's not. It took you that long to clean up the dishes?
Dude, I live with a family of 5.
Oh, right.
There's a lot of dishes. You only live with well, used to be a family of 3, now it's a family of 2, but I live with a family of 5. I got a lot more dishes to clean.
And of course you had to use cold water, cause...
Oh no, we had hot water.
Oh right, you couldn't safely use... Oh right, you just had to suffer the eczema.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, you have to use hot water for disinfecting purposes. So, yeah, I never recommend washing dishes in cold water. They're not going to come out as clean.
Makes sense, but... That makes sense, but sure. Do you have any more to say about this dishwasher?
It is surprisingly effective at its job. I mean... Randomly, as I was shopping around for dishwashers, I came across Alex's video on the whole dishwashing cycle and how we're using dishwashers wrong.
Oh!
And little did I know. You know that flap thing that you're supposed to put the soap packet in, the detergent packet? And then you gotta close the door? Little did I know the actual importance of that. Because... the flap in our old dishwasher, that broke a long time ago, so it was always open. You couldn't close it. So we just threw the packet in there, but little did we know that in the first 15 minutes of the wash, it does its pre-wash cycle, and then it takes all the crap and drains it out, including the detergent packet. So basically, all we could get out of that was a pre-wash. And it would suck the detergent packet with it. So, even then, with the old dishwasher, we still had to heavily rinse heavily rinse the stuff off by hand. And we let the dishwasher at least do the disinfecting, which that worked for the longest time for us. It worked, but you could never throw in, like, dirty dishes completely unrinsed and have the dishwasher take care of it. It would always come out still stained with food crumbs and such because, well, it took the detergent packet in the pre-wash, which is like the first 15 minutes of a 2-hour cycle.
There's a reason.
So, yeah.
That flap exists.
So now that we have a new dishwasher with a flap that actually closes, we can put the detergent packet in that flap.
Hold up,
and it releases it.
You use detergent packets?
Yeah.
You should use dishwashing powder.
We can't buy that here. It's not available in the store.
I'll have to check in my local stores, cause I
not every Walmart carries all the exact same products.
Makes sense.
But I learned this year actually. I was actually going to the Walmart in Tabby's Town. They have an auto care center.
Oh yeah, the Walmarts in my area have that too.
I did not know that was a thing because our Walmart does not have that. I mean, you can buy engine oil, you can buy washer fluid, but it's like to get your car serviced? No, our Walmart does not have that. I did not know that was a thing until this year.
Nah.
So, but yeah, not all Walmarts carry everything, and at least ours, there's no detergent powder, so we have to do the packets.
Makes sense.
But I mean, hey, it works. Now that we actually have a dishwasher that properly functions, you stick the packet in, shut the lid, and it will release it after the pre-wash cycle, and then we get proper clean dishes. It's actually really nice.
That must be nice, but do you
So-
want to move on to cooking dishes with poison?
A hydrogen-powered stove.
So-
I did not know hydrogen was actually poisonous.
Oh, it's not okay, it's not poisonous, because, I mean, hydrogen is water, but let me explain. So, Bosch has released a hydrogen-powered stove, which the idea is similar to gas stoves. You have to keep a can of compressed hydrogen in your kitchen.
I mean, it's really no different than, like, the gas lines in homes today. Like, my grandparents, they have a natural gas-powered stove. They have a gas line that goes to their house, and that's what fuels the stove.
But here's the problem with compressed hydrogen. Compressed hydrogen is a lot more flammable than natural gas.
Oh, that's not the only problem. Do you have any idea? In fact, actually, this is a problem that a lot of hydrogen cars deal with, too.
It's expensive,
Do
too.
you have any idea how hard it is to actually contain hydrogen?
I'm in chemistry class right now. We haven't talked about that yet, but I do have some idea, and yeah, I have idea. Yeah, just buy an electric stove.
Yeah, I'm in the same camp. I mean, I'm in the electric stove camp for more reasons than just, well... Let's just say I've almost lit my face on fire due to a slight malfunction of a gas-powered stove.
Ooh.
The thing that's the ignition coil that's supposed to ignite it, it didn't ignite until a couple tries. And when it finally ignited, the gas had made its way to my face. I didn't get burned, but I came like a millimeter at least.
Ooh.
So, yeah, that's not a fan of gas stoves. Not a fan of them. I'd rather stick to the electric stove. That's what we have in the house. So
That's what my house has too. That's what I think the majority of homes have at this point.
well, a lot of older homes will still have the gas-powered stuff, especially if they're homes with a 100 amp service where you don't have as much current available to you. Because a typical household electric range, that's about a 50 amp load, so that can draw up to half of your total electrical service. If you're in a home with a 100 amp service, which is the case with a lot of older homes. Here, this is a home with 200 amp service, so we're not worried about it drawing a quarter of the whole service here. But, I mean, it's interesting that they're exploring different fueling technologies aside from natural gas and propane. I mean, yes, hydrogen's more flammable, but, I mean, like, that's the point, is it not?
That's true.
It's just a matter of controlling it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just a matter of controlling it, and that's the hard part with hydrogen, because this is literally the lightest atom out there, because it's literally only made up of one atom. There's no, scratch that. It's the lightest molecule, lightest particle out there because it's only made up of one atom. There's no other elements. Yeah, it's a bugger to contain. In fact, if there is the slightest leak, Maybe oxygen won't be able to make its way out past that leak. Hydrogen will find its way through it. It is really hard to contain hydrogen. So if you don't contain it properly and you set it on fire, yeah, you might have an explosion you might not expect. So I hope Bosch knows what they're doing, because as far as what I can tell, they don't typically always know what they're doing. They tend to botch their products.
That's pretty funny.
No, I'm not generally a fan of Bosch stuff.
I mean, my windshield wiper blades are Bosch.
Yeah, they're Bosch motors and such. So they make a lot of random stuff that just doesn't. It's not exactly quality, but.
Shall I move on?
Either way, speaking of quality and quality control.
So how about we talk about that $10,000 you're about to have to pay for Starda for your?
I didn't say $10,000 here.
No,
I didn't say $10,000.
I thought you said.
I said 4 figures. I said 4 figures, not 5.
Oh.
10,000 is 5 figures, my buddy.
I know that, but wait a sec. But they were talking about. Okay, that makes more sense. If it was $10,000, you'd probably sell your car.
No, if that were the case, the car's going to be parked for a while. So I will be making a dedicated video of this on the Drive channel, probably after we're finished with the show today. But Stardust has a bit of a situation going on with her, and my theory is leaning on rodents, primarily because, okay, so here's what's actually going on with the car. About a month and a half ago, so like 2 weeks before the road trip to the DC area to visit Tabby, my locks in my car started going crazy. I've mentioned this a few times on the show here. They just started going crazy. Whenever the doors were locked, the locks would keep trying to lock the door despite that they were already locked. I'm like, why is it doing this? And it's only when the doors are locked. If I unlock the doors, say I put the car into drive, it'll auto-lock them like it typically does. And then I immediately unlock the doors. Well, it doesn't do its auto-locking thing. It's only when the doors are locked.
Huh.
But, tried to deal with that a month ago. There was a fault code found regarding the hood latch, which, according to the guys at the dealership, they said that they've seen it before, and apparently instead of throwing a dedicated light on in the dash, which is kind of what I prefer to see, I really wish we have screens in cars now. If there's a problem, why not just display it directly in the driver's line of sight? You've got screens now. You can display weird random errors like that, like hood latch not detected. You got a screen for that now. If the cars are designed to output a code to a device thing you plug in, then they can output the same code to the screen. Why is this not a thing outside of Tesla? Because guess what? If there's a problem with the Tesla, you can throw it into service mode and see literally everything. You can see the status of every component in that car. I have never seen another car with that level of service and diagnostic capabilities built into the car. So, rant aside, we found that the hood latch was not being detected, which was what's triggering the symptom of my locks. And unfortunately, after I replaced the hood latch, which was a job I actually did myself, no video because it was too quick, dirty. It was so simple. Anyone can really do it. Any professional idiot can do it. Unfortunately, replacing that hood latch, that did not do the trick. So, just like what happened last year with my grill shutter situation, something's up with the wiring. There has got to be something up with the wiring again. Because it's got a brand new hood latch. It's functioning just fine. No idea what's up with the wiring, but something's up with the wiring. So I've been dealing with that for the last month and a half. I add the heated steering wheel, which was a failed attempt. I uploaded that video to the Drive channel where I put the heated steering wheel on. I almost had a problem with my airbags, but that was just because I was an idiot and didn't plug the connector in all the way. So that's fixed now. The airbag lights have not come on since.
Phew.
But yeah, but the heated steering wheel element, I haven't gotten it on camera. I push the button, it turns on for a split second. So I've now confirmed it has power. There is power hooked up to it. The problem is the second you push the button, a split second later, instantly shuts off. I have no idea why it's doing it. So the only thing I can think of is yet another electrical wiring issue. And finally, the last thing that became the final straw this week that is now the reason I'm taking the car in officially. My USB ports are on the fritz. I will plug my phone in, and 5 seconds later, the phone stops charging.
Join the club of cars with broken USB ports.
Yeah. So, okay, I lose one thing. I don't know if the heated steering wheel has always been a problem because, I mean, again, it's not, that option was not installed from the factory. It is a factory available option. It's just my car was not equipped with it. So I added it myself. So I don't know if the heated steering wheel has always been a problem, but that's an issue. I can tell there's got to be a grounding issue or a short or something going on because if it turns on for a split second, that means it has power. It should work, but it's not. And now my USB ports are on the fritz. At this point, what's next? An ECU? The contactor for the high voltage battery pack?
The headlights?
I'm not too concerned with that. I hardly drive at night. So. But, no, what's next? Because, like, if the ECU goes, there is no starting that engine. If any other controls go, like, say, I have an electronic transmission selector. It's not mechanical. I mean, most cars it's electronic these days, but if that controller goes, I can't shift from park. I'm stuck where I'm at. And that would especially be a problem because then that car has to be dragged onto a tow truck. And
tow trucks are expensive.
There's not a safe point to jack it. You know, not only that, but there's not even a safe point to attach a tow cable to. So, yeah, at this point, I'm getting real concerned with what's going on in the electrical system because at first it's the locks, now it's my USB port. I don't know what the heated steering wheel's case is because, again, it was not factory equipped with this option. So, but I'm getting a little nervous here because the list of problems is growing, and that's a bad sign. So I'm taking it into the dealer. I'm taking it in to get her looked at least diagnosed. She probably won't get repaired right away because I am not looking forward to that bill. It is probably going to be in the 4-figure range because when it comes to replacing wiring harness, especially if it's for the hood latch, this is a job, I kid you not, that requires the removal of the engine and the transmission just to gain access.
Yeah, that's going to be an expensive bill.
This is going to be pricey, and I am not looking forward to this. I mean, so far this car has done a lot of work in terms of saving me money. Gas mileage, I cannot complain about the gas mileage. Where my primary expenses have gone into is acquiring the car, the loan payments, and then of course I got stupid insurance because, well, I'm me, and I really hope my rates are not about to rise due to my sister now being insured under the same policy. Yeah, those are my biggest expenses. It's really just paying off the loan and the insurance. Gas for that thing has been cheap. Reliability, for the most part, has been solid after I took it in for the grill shutter thing. Which the only reason it was so dragged out for such a long period of time was the whole harness needed replacement, and the guys there did not do their due diligence to make sure, hey, maybe it's not just this one connection. Maybe we should check all the other connections related to that just to be sure. So, I'm getting concerned. So, as far as I can tell from my own personal self-diagnostics, there's nothing wrong with the fuse panel. All the fuses are fine. The relays are fine. Something's being shorted somewhere in the car. So it's either more corrosion, where a circuit's being broken or a bad connection, or a mouse chewed a wire. Which, given that my car does not have its own dedicated indoor parking spot, it is always parked outside, which I really hate leaving it parked outside, but when your mother has dibs on the garage, what choice do you have? So. But, yeah, that's the situation with Stardust. I am not looking forward to that, Bill.
Are you looking forward to your driving a GMC Terrain again?
I don't know. From what I've seen, I think they replaced them with new cars. I think they replaced their loaner lineup.
Phew.
So, but again, it's going to be like more of those. It's probably going to be another Terrain or an Equinox or something like that. So and as far as they basically didn't change the powertrain, other than they downgraded the transmission to my surprise. But, no, not exactly excited for that type of loaner when the time comes. So, I mean, personally, I really wish that I had the time and the space to be able to just park the car for an extended period of time and actually dig into it myself instead of paying someone else to do it. It's just, I don't have that type of time. I need the car. And B, even if I did, this is going to be a multi-week, probably multi-month repair process, as I'm a professional idiot. I don't know what I'm doing. I have to, and there's no guides on the internet because I have the hybrid. The only guides out there are for the V6 model. So I literally have to go in guessing and figuring it out myself, which takes even more time. So, even if I had the time, I need like an actual place that has a roof, preferably with heat, because if this is going to take multiple months, then it's going to take me into the winter months, and I don't want to work on this thing out in the cold. But at the same time, again, my mom has dibs on the garage, and she wants that garage, which I can't blame her. I want the garage myself. So I've got nowhere to park the car long term, so I can leave her torn apart out of commission. I mean, thankfully this time around, what I'm going to do this winter is I'm probably going to end up taking the Yukon when it snows a lot, because now that my mom has her new car with all-wheel drive, I'm going to end up taking the Yukon when the roads aren't plowed. So, should my car have to go out of commission for an extended period of time, and say I don't get a loaner from the dealership, because there was one time where they had to hold on to my car for like 3 nights, I think, but they had no loaners on the lot. They were all out with other customers waiting for their cars to be worked on. So, thankfully this time I've got the Yukon, and Dad will just have to deal with the POS truck that seriously needs a U-joint replacement. But I at least have a spare vehicle this time around. But it's not my own. I'm at the mercy of, okay, does Mom or Dad need this? Because it's their car. They get ultimate priority over that thing. So, but No, the big thing is I don't have the time to work on this car, and even if I did, there's nowhere to park it and leave it out of commission for an extended period of time. So it would have been amazing content, though, and probably would have saved me so much money instead of paying a bunch of people to do it, which I do question the competence of the work they do there in terms of actually diagnosing problems, considering the one time that we got stranded out in like 3 hours from home due to their negligence.
Yeah, there's a reason we don't go to. There's a reason my family doesn't go to dealerships really anymore to get cars fixed.
Yeah. I still primarily do it because the way this car is engineered, you gotta be careful when it comes to actually handling it. Because, for one, if you don't have the proper lifting equipment, which not every shop has like a full professional lift, they'll use the same method of jack stands and jacks as well. There is nowhere safe on this car to jack up. So unless you have a professional lift, I don't want you working on the car, because there is legit nowhere safe to jack up on this car. I found that out the hard way when I did an oil change.
You think GM would have designed some sort of safe way to jack up the car, but
You'd think, especially say you get a flat tire. Where are you supposed to jack up the car? You can't. You can't jack up the car if you need to do a tire change, because there's nowhere safe to do it. There is so much about the design of this car that really ticks me off, because, again, with the battery, I've mentioned this a couple times. On the positive terminal of the battery is a fuse panel. Just ensuring any extra additional stress when trying to remove the terminal, because the fuse panel is cheap, chintzy plastic. You do not want to break that, because if you break that, now you got a loose fuse panel around, and, well, if that goes flying, be it for a sudden acceleration or a stop, well, then you're going to put extra wear and tear on your wiring, and that's not good. And so it's just, there's a lot of stupid stuff like that. Removing the battery should not be that hard. Battery replacements are extremely common in vehicles. It happens. It should not need to be made that extra difficult. In the case of an oil change, why is there no safe place to jack up on the car? Why is it you have to take it to someone with a professional lift, an expensive professional lift, when I can just pay $50 for the oil and the filter and do it myself? And say I do happen to have a breakdown on the road and I need a tow. There is no tow point on the car. It does not exist. There is nowhere on this car that is safe to attach a tow strap to without damaging something.
Which, of course, is very dangerous, especially if you get stranded on an interstate.
Yes.
Let's say that your car comes flying. Let's say that your car comes flying out of a tow truck on an interstate. That's going to be fatal.
Oh, well, it needs a flatbed. So in order to tow this car, you got to put it on a flatbed.
Oh,
You've got
sense.
no choice.
Well, okay, that's valid.
So you tied the wheels down on a flatbed. That's how you transport the car. But getting it on the flatbed, you have to fight gravity. And again, that's about a 4,000-pound car. It's not particularly light. You can't just push that up onto the ramp. You have to tow it up onto the ramp. You have to hook up a tow strap to it to at least pull it onto the flatbed. But again, no safe place to do this.
That's really horrible design.
I hate how they designed this in a way where if you need to do basic service or repairs, you run the risk of damaging something else. It's like, people will complain about servicing Teslas, which Albeit, yeah, it's a totally different powertrain, and I can understand why that's scary to do, especially considering it's a 400-volt battery pack. That's 4 times the voltage of what comes out of your wall outlet, and you know your wall outlet's voltage is dangerous to touch. So I can get why that's scary, but at least with Tesla, you want to jack it up? There are known safe locations, albeit it's a little untraditional, but there are known and safe points on the car to jack it up. You need to tow it. Say you run out of charge. You need to tow it. On the front of the car, there's a plastic circle thing that you can pull off, and you can insert a towing eye, allowing you to attach a tow hook to a safe point on the car without damaging anything else. And you want to remove the 12-volt battery in that thing? You just open up the frunk, you pull off some plastic paneling, and there's the 12-volt. No stupid fuse box attached to it. Why did GM do this? It's just asinine. It is such a pain. When the car works, it's great. But when the car needs some service, when it needs a little TLC, which it's the case with any great car. Every car will need service at some point. Servicing this thing is a pain. And it's basic things. Like, how difficult was it for you to change out the battery in your Mercedes?
I didn't do it. My dad did, but it was not the. No, wait a second. My dad and I both did that. Yeah, no, that was easy. My dad even showed me how to change the battery on a '67 Mustang in 2015. Mind you, I was 7, and and I still understood how to do it.
Yeah. That's not a hard thing to do. It's like pulling the batteries out of a TV remote. Just few extra latches to hold the thing in because it's in a moving fast box. It's not that hard. It shouldn't have to be this hard. An oil change. Have you done an oil change yet?
Yes.
How difficult is it? Like, do you have any problems jacking up your car?
Oh, no.
Finding a safe spot to do it?
Oh, you don't have to jack it up you don't even have to jack it up in order to change the oil.
Oh, do you just drive it onto some ramps or something? Or?
Oh, no. Oh, no, that's not how we... no, that's not... Or so
well, how do you get under there? I've
added oil before. I've added that, but in order to... When it comes to actually changing it, I just go to my local Mobile One repair shop and have them do it.
Oh. You should try doing it yourself. You'd save a lot of money. And honestly, it really isn't that hard. It really isn't.
The reason why I do Mobile One is because Mobile One also lists like the dates that you need in order to service it again. They also check everything, so...
Yeah. Well, I do mine based off of mileage. I never do it off of dates.
They update the mileage too. Which reminds me, now my dad and I add more oil, then I have to check when I need to change my oil again, because... another reason why I'm probably getting a Tesla is because my car needs oil changes every so often, and it requires full synthetic oil, and if you know anything about
so does mine.
Yours requires full synthetic, and your car is American. Your car is American, and it requires full synthetic.
Dude, that's most new cars these days. That's most new cars.
Full synthetic oil is not...
But no, mine requires full synthetic.
Full synthetic oil is not cheap, mind you.
I know. To be honest, though, even if it didn't require it, I still buy that anyways.
Yeah, same. But...
No, yeah, my engine does require it. In fact, it requires this synthetic thing called Dexos. No clue what that is, but it just says that it requires what's the official thing? OW20 with Dexos, full synthetic oil.
What brand of oil do you typically buy?
Well, last time around it was Castrol because that was the only one that they had in stock with OW20 with Dexos. But typically I do Valvoline. That's the brand we typically get. It's just I didn't put Valvoline in this time because they didn't have it in stock. It's still ultimately the same thing, just different brands.
I have to use Mobile One because that's what Mercedes-Benz officially approves. And you know how German cars can be stingy with oil.
Yeah. I know how the Germans are when it comes to service.
Yeah, there's a reason why
very particular.
There's a reason why you see more European cars in Europe and not in the US.
Yep.
And even though even though I believe they're better, at the same time, they just don't. At the same time, most Americans don't like small cars, and most Americans also don't like high repair bills.
Yeah. Yeah, the Germans tend to be a lot more expensive to fix.
Oh, and also
my engine requires full synthetic oil.
Does your car take regular? Does your car drink regular, or do you have to do premium on yours?
Oh no, I don't have to do premium. Yeah, no, mine's regular unleaded.
Yeah,
it's actually E85 compatible too, which I would never recommend anyone buy. That stuff's terrible for your car.
Yeah, my car only drinks premium. Like most.
Yeah, that's a Mercedes thing.
Most German cars are like that. Like I think.
Although, if I were to get a truck next year, which I really would like to, I might end up having to put premium in it. Actually,
I didn't even know that you could do that.
Actually, I should probably provide an update on the truck shopping thing.
Please do.
I think I finally settled on the type of vehicle I'm getting with ground clearance and capability.
What is it?
It will be a previous generation, which ranges from 2016 to 2018. GMC Sierra.
So you'll have a
6.2 V8.
So you'll be beating so you'll have a better truck than your dad.
For a very short while.
Because he's
going to get a new truck himself next year. Well, I think. Well, I don't know. He's so back and forth between he's going to rebuild Zeus, which is a 70s truck, which if he does rebuild that thing, he's going to have A, a crap ton more power, B, a crap ton more capability, and C, a crap ton more fun in that thing compared to what I'd be buying. Because you don't know what Zeus looks like. I've never shown pictures of Zeus, but he's effectively one of those I think monster trucks is kind of pushing it, but it's like, you know, the typical teenager tough truck where you gotta have the big wheels and the super loud supercharged exhaust and all that type of stuff.
Yes.
That's what Zeus is. That's what Zeus is. Just in a 70s pickup form. Which, not gonna lie, that thing was pretty crazy back when that thing used to run. Last time that thing ran was when I was 5 years old.
5 years old. Yeah, I remember the year.
So... yeah, he's back and forth on does he want to rebuild that truck? Does he just want to get a new one with a warranty and such? No idea. No idea what he's going to plan on doing, but no. The truck that I'm going to get, it'll be a previous gen GMC Sierra half ton. So it'll be Not what he wants, like 3/4 ton, preferably 1 ton. But I'm like, dude, you're not gonna take full advantage of the 1 ton capabilities. So he's gonna get like a 3/4 ton, which is gonna be a more capable truck. I don't need like that insane levels of capability, but no, I've officially decided GMC Sierra. I've even basically locked down the ideal spec that I want, which is blue exterior paint, 6.2 V8, SLT, not the Denali. I don't need the Denali. The Denali's a bit much, and the SLT literally has every option that I want anyways. Heated and ventilated seats, so I think that's standard on SLT if I'm not mistaken. The 5-passenger, I want the center console. I don't want a 6-passenger truck, because for me it's not, the truck's not made for hauling people, it's made for hauling stuff.
Makes sense.
The heated steering wheel, because I'd be using this in the winter.
Makes perfect sense.
And I'd really like a sunroof this time around.
On a winter car?
Well, it'd also be used in the summer for various activities. Like, if I want to go biking somewhere away from home, I don't want to ride my bike. Like, say I want to go to Copper Harbor, for example. That's about an hour drive from here, by the way. That's 50 miles. I'm not biking 50 miles.
Makes sense.
So, but yeah, just in general, I'd like to have a sunroof. Just let some more light into the cabin, because the black interior of Stardust and lack of the pano sunroof, I really wish that car had the panel sunroof. That probably would have fixed the black interior for me. It just feels a bit dark and uninviting.
I mean, I have a sunroof in my car, and I don't really use it. But my mom also, whenever my mom's in my car, she always insists on having the sunroof up anyway. So
I'm not going to prioritize that, because again, it's not entirely necessary. It's just, I would really like to let more light into the cabin, because I'm so tired of being in these dark and dingy cars. I want more light in the cabin. If I can put a sunroof on, that would be really nice. But that's effectively the spec. I really don't care about anything else with the truck. It's just, I want the 6.2 V8. I don't want the Denali. So that basically restricts me to the SLT, because you can only get the 6.2 in the SLT and the Denali. Heated seats, which I believe is standard equipment on that trim in particular, so I don't have to worry about that. Heated steering wheel is an optional thing, though. That is a requirement in that truck. If it's going to be a winter vehicle, it must have the heated steering wheel. That is not negotiable. I don't want the 6-passenger. It's like that's pretty much all I can think of, honestly, in terms of the spec that I want.
that'll be a very cool purchase. You're going to buy this next year, right?
I'd like to. Again, money is always the determining factor, and it's like, Stardust is going to be a big repair bill. That's going to set me back a lot, which, it's disappointing, but I mean, I'm kind of stuck with it. But no, I really would like to add a second vehicle to the fleet, especially because I may be driving the Yukon for this winter, but as of right now, despite that it's supposed to have heated seats because it's a Denali, the heated seats in the front don't work. Only the heated seats in the second row work in that truck.
You mean
as annoying as that is,
SUV?
I guess it's on a truck platform. It's literally the exact same platform as the Sierra my dad drives. It's the exact same platform the trucks are based on. So yeah, it technically is a truck. The Yukon and the Sierra share the exact same engine. They're both 6-liter V8s. So, yeah, they literally share the same powertrain. The only difference is the Sierra has a 4-wheel drive and a stiffer rear axle because that's technically a 3/4 ton truck, and the Yukon is all-wheel drive. But from an engine and transmission standpoint, they're literally the exact same thing. They're both the 6-liter V8 with a 4-speed auto. But I don't know how much longer that vehicle in itself is going to last because it's rusting like you would not believe.
You live in Michigan. Should I be shocked?
Yeah, I know. Should anybody be shocked? 20-year-old SUV is completely rusted out in the UP. Really should be expected.
Yeah.
But
shall I move on to our next topic, though? Because we have one more.
We do have one more topic, yes. I really wish Tabby was here so we could discuss this with him. Because, again, his dad has a Porsche Macan. But, yeah. Big news for Porsche EV drivers. This is for both Taycan and Macan drivers. You guys officially have access to the supercharger network via a NACS to CCS adapter because they still don't actually build NACS into the cars yet.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So there is an interesting quirk about how Porsche has to do it. They don't have plug-in charge just yet, though I'm assuming Porsche is still working on actually integrating that because, dude, it's Porsche. Porsche has to have plug-in charge integrate with everything. It's like, you expect that from Porsche. So I'm sure they're going to get plug-in charge working at some point. Like, they don't even actually have it fully integrated with their app just yet. So you still have to use the Tesla app to activate the chargers. But I have a feeling that they'll get that fully functioning at some point. But that's not even the most interesting part. What's most interesting is how you have to actually position the vehicle. So the Macan, the charge port is actually in the ideal spot. So you can back in like any Tesla, and you don't have to worry about cable length or blocking any extra stalls. If you drive a Macan, it's easy peasy lemon squeezy for you. Taycan, on the other hand, you recall where the charge port is on the Taycan, right?
The wrong side.
Not only, well, it's on the passenger side front, which you'd think would be ideal for the supercharger network. The problem is, the port is so far back into the fender. It's like, it's in that spot between the fender and the door, like how you typically see it on the other electric cars like the Mach-E, for example, or the Lightning. This port is so far back, you do still need to take up 2 stalls because instead of parking, just pulling in, you actually have to pull in at an angle to get the cable to reach.
What asinine design!
I know!
You literally have to...
In fairness to them, I didn't think they expected that they'd be doing this when they initially designed the car back in 2015, 2017, whenever they started designing it. I'm pretty sure they didn't ever think this was going to happen. But, yeah, you do have to pull the car in at an angle and block 2 parking spots. Like, in every other car, like the F-150, sure, you'd have to take up 2 stalls, but you still only needed 1 parking spot. Someone else could park in that other spot, even if the stall is still blocked for them to use. But you can't even do that with the Taycan. You literally have to park like let's for friendlier language speak. You literally have to park like an ice hole.
An ice
in order to actually yeah, you know what I mean by that.
Except it's not.
You literally have to park like an ice hole.
Except it's not an act. Except you're not
just
ice.
to get the cable to reach.
Except you're not an ice hole because you're driving an EV.
Again, I'm trying to use some friendly language here.
Yeah, we know.
You literally have to park like a jerk in order to charge the car. So.
Yeah, I don't like how Porsche's encouraging bad parking, but
as far as we know, from what they said, that Tesla told them that at some point they are actually going to start retrofitting version 3 superchargers with longer cables, so this will no longer be an issue. And also, if you show up to a version 4 supercharger, they have the longer cables, and those will reach. So you don't have to worry if you're at a version 4 supercharger. You can still park like normal, and you don't even have to block an extra stall. You can still park like normal at a version 4 charger. The problem is at version 3s, and that's the case with almost all of these vehicles that stupidly haven't decided to put the charge port where it should be. You know, driver's side rear. You know, on the driver's side where the driver of the car is. Since it's the driver who's most likely in charge of making sure the car is fully charged. And why the rear? Well, it's that's where the gas port has typically been on gas cars, like in the rear.
Makes sense.
Why does it have to be up front? It's just, yeah. So much of this could have been solved if we all just agreed, yeah, this is where the charge port belongs. It belongs on the driver left side of the car. And I will stand by this location. So, and it's not just because this is what Tesla did. It's just, this is what the industry has done for so long. Driver side left. And for those engineers who stupidly decide to put the gas port on the passenger side of the car, stop it! Stop it! It's bad design. So, yeah, I really wish we all could agree. Keep the port on the driver's side of the car, and because, well, gas cars have been putting their fill ports on the rear of the vehicle, why not do the same with the charge port? Just driver's side rear, keep it traditional, keep it simple. Like that was literally Tesla's mentality. It's like, okay, we want it closer to the driver because it's most likely the driver who's in charge of charging this thing. But everyone's always put their fill ports on the rear of the vehicle. Why should we do anything different? It's just common sense. So
Tesla places it on
there's that rant. So
on the rear.
Yeah, Tesla places it on the driver's side rear. Where it should be. You know, with Taycan, it's passenger front, which, if it wasn't so far back, it actually wouldn't be a problem. Now, I'd be annoyed because it's still on the passenger side, but no, if they didn't place that charge port so far back from the front of the vehicle, then they wouldn't have any issues reaching with the cable. And this is just Taycan, by the way. The Macan does not have this problem, because the Macan decided we're going to put the charge port where it belongs. Driver's side rear. So.
That's nice, but I guess in other news...
thought I'd bring that up.
Not only are we out of topics, but also my recording decided to randomly move to the point where I had to adjust it back so that way it fits within full frame of OBS. So that's another annoying change I'll have to make in post.
There is a way to lock it. Yeah, there is a way to lock it. So.
Oh,
How to lock it, I don't remember, but.
There's a lock button, so. Okay, got it.
That lock button isn't it. That lock button is not it. There's something somewhere in the settings that you have to go into to lock the framing. So, I don't remember where it is, but it's somewhere in there. Because, like, when I got the iMac, I was having those same issues where my camera frame would resize all the time. And it took a while to find it, but I found the lock to keep the frame size where it belongs. But, yeah, it's bizarre that it does that. I think it's a resolution thing.
Yeah, it is.
So that's as much as I know about the whole thing. But is there anything else to discuss? I'm trying to think.
I'm sleepy.
Maybe Chubbs here will help me think.
I got a video script to work on, which will be retrospective on. Hang on, I haven't done this. Actually, yes, I have done this, but it's been quite a while in the episode. But I'm writing a retrospective script on the iPhone 6s after this podcast episode is over. So I'm tired. So I don't know exactly what the script when I'm tired, but I have to do it anyway because that's what I do for a living. Oh, and I bring my MacBook to school tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had to bring it both today and tomorrow because for some video editing projects I've had to do at school, I just bring my MacBook and use Final Cut Pro for obvious reasons.
Yeah, it makes most sense to do that. I don't know what they have for Chromebooks or... I mean, you could use your iPad, iMovie on the iPad.
Yeah,
or something
I can,
like that,
but and I had to do that once when I forgot my MacBook. But I just prefer to do it on my MacBook for obvious reasons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the device with actual pro software, unlike what Apple thinks.
Yep.
So. Yeah, I was not joking when I thought that the whole point of the Apple event was supposed to be awe-dropping, because I certainly wasn't awed.
No, if anything, it was awe-dropping.
It's more like, ugh, why?
Yeah.
That's mostly what it has been.
Why are you cuddling?
So... Huh?
Why are you cuddling that guy? Or that stuffed animal? Is it cold?
Because it's Chubbs.
It's a stuffed animal. It's not real living, though.
I know.
I could never get into stuffed animals when I was a little kid. I mean, I sort of did. Okay, never mind. That's a lie. I did, but I outgrew stuffed animals. Like, have you ever seen the Wonder Pets TV show?
I have. Yep.
Yeah, I had some Wonder Pets, like little plush toys when I was little, but I stopped caring about stuffed animals by the time I was 6 for the most part. I mean, I've never gotten back into stuffed animals since I was 6. Partially because I have real animals that can actually do stuff.
Yeah, well, when you have a lack of friends and a lack of furry friends, now that they've passed on, you move on to weird things. I don't know. It's soft. I want to feel something soft right now, so. But, I think that should wrap up the show. I can't think of anything else to talk about, and I still have a bunch of editing and stuff to do.
Same, and we're only 6 minutes, and in 6 minutes we have to end anyway, so... As always, thank you all for tuning into another episode of the iTunes Fan Podcast. As always, I'm Tay Magger from the iTunes Fanboy.
And my name is Alpha DeWolf from the Random Alpha.
As always, we're saying peace out for now, and we hope to see you all in the next episode, and take care.